Hi, and a very warm welcome to you. It's going to be a crafting video today where I'm actually making wind chimes for my garden, and I'm going to be making 4 in total, and I'm going to hang them. We've got a big parasol that goes over this patio table. I'm going to have them hanging down under the parasol because they are wind chimes with a difference. Now, I've painted 2 tins exactly the same, and I'm going to do another 2, but I'm going to do them different. Now I've got wooden buttons that I've put on this one, so let me just show you, bring that closer so you can actually see. I've put the buttons on both sides and they're all different shapes, and I've got 8 strands hanging down. So these were either a bean tin or tomato tin, but they are the large tins. You probably get 3, maybe 4 of the normal tins that we have in a household. So I get these from work, and if you obviously don't have big tins in your household and you know a cafe, a pub or a restaurant, you could always call in and ask them to save you some tins when they're empty, because all they will do is throw them away. I've got holes in the top that the string's gone through. Now the difference with this wind chime, and I'm just going to turn the ring light off so you get the full effect of it. Right, so you've got that, and I've put lights in them, and that's the beauty of using a large tin. So when you're doing this, you can decide on how high or low you want that light to be, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So this is my second tin, which I'm going to be showing you how to do it. Right, so I'm going to turn the light off again, and again this is to show you the effect. So if you've got this light, if that's going to be at the top of the tin, you can see there's less light coming through. So just keep an eye on the bottom of the tin. As that's coming down, can you see how the light's getting wider and wider? So originally I bought these plastic beakers to be glued inside, but then the light would have been on the very edge. But then I changed my mind and went for these. These were from Morrison's, and they had the, you know, the lovely cream sauce in for a pasta dish. But if you look, it's not as deep, so the light is slightly higher in the tin, so it's a softer light when it's going to be hung up. Now those 2 aren't going to be loud chimes because they are wooden buttons. So first of all then, I've got a piece of string. It's not that one though. Let me get my scissors. So I'm going to need 8 pieces to go around the circle. So I'm just going to cut those. Right, so what you will need to do this project is empty tins, washed out and dried, and then paint it up to however you want to paint it. I've got grass, flowers, blue sky, some birds, and I've done 2 the same. So you want a tin. Like I said, these are big ones. You want string, lights, and whatever you want to put on as a chime. Glue gun as well. If you've not got a glue gun, some type of glue that you can glue your string in place. Now if you're using buttons, you could actually stitch the buttons onto the rope, but I have hot glued them. So you could put, like I said, shells, buttons, bells, anything you like that you can think of that you could use as a chime on your string. And then you want something, depending on where you want your light to be, to glue inside the centre. Like I'm using these, but if you want the light further down, a tumbler, plastic tumbler will do. Or if you wanted it really high, then just stick it right on the centre of the tin. Right, so I'm going to start by putting the string in the centre. It is quite thick string, this, so I'll just make sure that I'm getting all the fibres through together. once these are drilled, it's quite sharp inside. And then what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to tie a knot close to that. Right, let me cut some of this off. So that's the centre. Now for these that's going to dangle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up it's all right, this threads are separating, so I'm going to pull that through. Right, I'm just going to snip that end off, and then I'm going to put that through the next hole. See how it's coming unravelling, can't you? There we go. And then I'm going to pull that through, get that the same, like so, and then you can see there how I've just got that. So I'm going to do the same 1, 2, 3. Right, so let me just get my glue gun heated up. Now you can make the strings as long or as short as you want. So on the top, I'm going to get 4 of these large hearts, because I'm using wooden buttons on mine. Right, so I'm going to put some hot glue in the centre of that button, and then I'm going to fetch it up probably an inch from the bottom and just press it down the centre of that string. And I'm going to get the other button, some glue straight down the centre again, and I'm going to put that on the back, and then just make sure that they are lined up. Right, so on this string I'm going to go a little bit higher than the first string. So I'm going to put that just a little bit higher. Yeah. A little bit. And then line in those up. Just holding on to them for a couple of seconds. Right, so I'm going to get 4 little hearts. And I'm going to put these just on top of the big ones, but I'm going to do the same by putting the glue straight down the centre, putting that just above, you know, about an inch, leaving an inch gap, and then putting that on. Putting it on the back. Right, now I'm going to show you how I'm going to do one at strings, and then I will do the rest off camera. So how you glue your beads onto strings. First of all, you need a thinner string that you can get through the eye of a needle. And then I'm going to put one of these on. And I've obviously got to have a certain size hole in the bead. And then you're going to put some hot glue on the string. Bring your bead over the glue, bring it past, and just give it a bit of a twist so it's inside. Place it to where you want it to be, and then that is glued on in place. And that's how you glue your beads on. I've just been and got this so I can actually show you what we're using. So forget the hot glue because that just didn't stick. After 10 minutes, both the lights fell off. I tried super glue. Now, super glue didn't work as well, which I was surprised. So then we went and got some Grateful Max all-weather adhesive. And this is from Screwfix. But this has done the job. I've got 4 tins here. These 2 are finished. These 2 are not. So I started off first of all by painting the tins a deep sky, you know, like a nighttime sky. And then I'd got, he's into astronomy, my husband, so he's got sky at night books. And I've put constellations going around the tin. So that's just it drawn out. And then on the second one, which I'm going to show you, they've actually been drilled. So they've been drilled from the side. And then this will be painted again to cover the lines up and these drill marks, which has actually took the paint off. So they will have another coat of paint. But you've got the teapot, there's Cassiopeia, the North Star. And then on one of the tins, I've actually done all as birth signs, which is mine, Kevin's, and my 2 daughters. I've got to paint that one, and then I can start putting my strings in. This one has got to be drilled round the side, and then it wants painting and then restringing. But once that's all done, I'll actually put these on some. The weather is shocking at the minute in the UK, so I'll put them on shepherd's hooks so you can actually see what they'll be like when they're hung out on an evening. This tin needs the constellation drawing back on it. That one's actually been drawn back on. And these have got different beads, but some of the same beads that's on the other one. These at the top is actually what I cut a vintage necklace up to put them on. And these are glued on, but a couple of these kept falling off. So on the second one, I simply stitched this into the rope, and then I put a little tiny bit of glue on so that this cotton doesn't come unravelled. But again, they're going to look lovely hanging down in my parasol. These look fabulous, especially when the sun's gone down and it's dark. The crystals on the string don't half glimmer, and if you've got any old beaded jewellery or if you're going in a charity shop, look at the jewellery because sometimes you can pick them up for £1 each. I hope you've enjoyed this little craft project. If you are going to do the constellations, take a photograph of your tin before you repaint them, because I only did this on the last tin and it made it so much easier by looking at the photograph at what constellations were where and how to redraw the lines on. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.